In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Fresh greeting from my side to all my students, to all my comrades, to all the CSS candidates. It's a very happy and fresh morning to all of you. It's a really very important right in the start. I would like to share with you people that straight away I am going to talk about essay, the kinds of essay, what is an essay, how the CSS revolves around your just one essay in which if you get maximum marks, competitive marks, you are on the top. You are taken for granted that in rest of the exercises, in rest of the assignments, in rest of the papers, in rest of the all compulsory and optional papers, you will be through. You will get through. You will be topper because the medium of writing, the medium of your putting across your point of view is English essay, English writing, your written experience, written expression. So I am going to talk to you people regarding what is an essay. You know, an essay should have a single clear purpose, and every sentence should serve its purpose. The purpose of essay. A writer should have the precision of a poet and clarity of a scientist. And then, of course, writing is an exploration. You start an essay from nothing and learn as you go on, as you develop, as you dwell on. And permit me to share with you 2-3 quotable quotes regarding essay. Writing is the painting of the voice, Voltaire once said. Words are the most powerful tools of the writer. A well-written essay is a conversation between the writer and reader. The pen is mightier than the sword. Yet there is another beautiful quotable quote on writing an essay in your CSS exam. Style is dress of the thought. Lord Chesterfield once said. And then, of course, lovely, beautifully given. Good writing is clear thinking made visible. Inverted commas. Writing is nothing on paper. It is just a thinking on a paper. Quotable quote by William Zenser. That writing is nothing on paper. It is just a thinking on paper. And lovely quotable quote by a renowned essayist. He writes, essay reading is damn hard writing. The easy reading, easy essay reading is damn hard writing. It's a beautiful quotable quote. The essay is literature's most flexible form, William Hazlitt once said. that I have just quoted. You see, these are the beautiful quotable quote that I have shared with you. But today, my talk today, my lecture today, it covers, and especially for all of you, the CSS competitors, for you people to just jot down one by one. But before I formally start my lecture, I would like to, put across my point of view that Colonel's CSS Academy, Bahawalpur, it's, that I am the commandant, I am the principal, I am going to take care of my responsibility to impart almost all paper-wise, compulsory paper, optional papers, and then all the components in each paper. Then, of course, one by one, virtually and physically, my loyal students, my hard registered students, they would definitely be they will continue to be in contact with me, and I'll be talking to them, I'll be teaching, and you will be asking a lot of questions from me. And this is how that you would be in contact with me. And today, and one, mind you, maybe somewhere in the middle of August, June, going on. To follow would be July. And after July, somewhere in the middle of August, the online registration will be initiated by Colonel's Academy CAP. And I would be, in fact, online your registration with the Federal Public Service Commission for MPT. Yes, dear students, as you know, you have to appear in the entrance exam. That is the initial preliminary test, which is known as M stands for MCQs based preliminary, T for test, MPT, CSS. And for that, you have to get registered, and online registration will start. That in your presence, one by one, you will be just asking us and giving us green signal to get all of you registered with us, to be registered with the Federal Public Service Commission for your MPT. And 200 MCQs are there based on your English, Urdu, Islamic studies, Pakistan affairs, current affairs, and then of course general knowledge, and then mathematically a little confusing MCQs are also there, and maybe choices are there, and then short answers, the yes no tick or cross or whatever is to be done. That I will definitely brief it to you people, because what happened there in the MPT of 26, MPT of 25, the CE 25, CE 24, CE 22 of Federal Public Service Commission MPT. I'll be sharing it with you. Now coming back to that essays, today's lesson, today's topic. I'll be talking about the types of essay that we'll be generally covering, and then kinds of essay, and then format with example of essay writing in English, that I'll be giving you a little, glimpse that how to start, how to give introduction, and how to have a little, main body and conclusions and all that. I'll be talking about that. Absolutely, here is a clear, exam-oriented yet practical guide that I am sharing with you people. My lecture today, that is to cover it is a practical guide to essay writing in English, covering types of essays, kinds of essays, formats of essay, and then a little examples. I'll keep it structured the way you as students, as candidates of CSS preparation 2027, as you are a little, and maybe from the examiner's point of view, because I have gone through the examiner's reports regarding the essay paper, essay in English, that were how many recommended, you see, do's or the recommended recommendations to guide new students, new candidates, or approaching candidates, how can they improve upon in the competitive exams. So I'll be talking on and I'll be covering those as well. So let's formally start with the essay. Number one, first is the definition. What is an essay? What do you know about an essay? Okay. An essay is a short piece of writing on a specific topic in which the writer expresses, you as the writer of your essay, you expect ideas. You expect ideas, arguments, facts, or reflection in systematic and organized manners. Now, this is what probably is the beautiful definition of an essay, that you have to be expressive and having idea. I mean, you are thoughtfully presenting, writing, or discussing, or opening, or dwelling on, and writing your sentences with argumentative way. The style is argumentative. And then facts and factual positions. Maybe there are certain, you see, important facts that you are in writing and you are supporting to, you are giving to support your point of view. And then, of course, maybe reflections in a systematic and organized manner. So main types, and you may call the kinds. The main types and kinds of essays in English. Number one, narrative essays. Number two, I will talk about number two later on. First is the narrative. Narration is involved. Everything is being narrated by you. Your nib of the pen, once you are writing your essay, and nib of the pen is narrating as if a story is going on. So what is the purpose of narrative form of narrative kind of essay? To tell a story or relate an incident written in past tense, and mostly in past tense, because there is some story that may have occurred, may have happened, took place somewhere, has taken place somewhere on road, maybe a road accident, or maybe the Chernobyl explosion, or maybe the Strait of Hormuz bombarded explosives likely to create nuclear havoc. Now you see, please, maybe a narrative that you have to narrate the whole stories of Strait of Hormuz, how there were a few explosions, how the attacks were coming from Iran, how the interceptors from the Gulf states, they were intercepting, Israel was intercepting, and what was going on. You are going to narrate the story or the scene, the warlike scene. Coming back to that, but it is mostly in the past form, past tense. Maybe the past simple, past indefinite, past continuous, past perfect, or the past perfect continuous. And on each sentence, in each sentence of the past, because it is narrative and its narration is involved, you are maybe you are interrogatively or negatively or just a plain statement. That is there are sentences or the structure of sentences, but the time bracket or the action which is taking place, or you are narrating your narration in that essay, you are talking about the past, something happened there. And it is always the style of that narrative essay is always, it's personal, chronological, it's historical, chronological, sequential. It's one by one there happened in the past. For example, I would here share with you people a topic, a simple topic, a memorable day in my life. A memorable day in my life, or a memorable day in some politician's day, or memorable day, or memorable arrival of Trump there in China. Now you see, narration is involved by you. You have to narrate that how Donald Trump once arrived there at the Beijing airport and was received by the Vice President of China. And then, of course, there was no welcome gesture by the Chinese president. So the first jolt to Donald Trump that was there. Now you see the whole story that you are narrating. Narrative is involved. So memorable day in his life, an accident I witnessed, maybe. A narration is involved. My first day at college, here I would like to give you few sentences. All of you candidates, my dear students, all of you to just see how mini example that I am giving of each type of essay that you are going to write as narrative essay. So many example that, for example, introduction. One of the most unforgettable days of my life was my first day at the college, which opened new doors of learning and independence for me, because I had a dream to materialize. I wanted to see myself as a student of senior classes after the school's education was over. It was after SSC I had to take the start my HSSC higher studies, higher certifications. The higher secondary school certifications, that is the higher ladder. They are in the system of education here in Pakistan. Now you see the mini example that I have given. Now quickly let's go and switch over to the second type of essay. Descriptive essay. You have to describe. No more narration. You have to describe. The second type of and second kind of essay, descriptive essays. Now, what is the purpose of descriptive essays that we must know? Purpose is to describe a person, to describe a place, to describe a thing or an object or event. And what is the focus of this type of essay? Once you are writing there in the CSS examination, dear students, dear competitors, dear dreamer of CSS exams, remember that the focus is sensory details. What is the sensory details? Sensory, that the senses are involved in that. Most of the things are directly related to the senses. And how? See, the sight, sound, five senses we all know, but like you see, sight, eyesight. The eyewitnesses, you are the eyewitness of that very important occurrence. And then is the sound, and that is through your nostril. what is their smell, fragrance, or maybe you see anything. So this are the sensory details are. Style of this kind of descriptive essays always is vivid and pictorial. Vivid, vivid, can be touched, can be seen, can be felt. While reading the descriptive essays, sentences written by you, because you have written descriptive essay and you know what is the descriptive essay's requirements, and it revolves around sensory details like sight, sound, and then smell and all that you are talking about and you are writing about. You are structuring your sentences around, and then of course the style is very vivid, clear and pictorial. It's as if pics are there and a picture is going on, movie is going on once you are reading the essays, and it is like that. Example and the topic. Through topics you will come to know the example of descriptive essays. My favorite teacher, it's very simple topic for a very junior level. The CSS exams, it's a very, if I were Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, that's all. Now you have to write the unreal past conditional, the second type of conditional, if you remember. That is the second type of conditional. You are not Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, but you are thinking it's just happening in your imagination. So unreal past but unreal. So this is the topic. If I were, so my favorite teacher, a historical place, a busy market. These are, like you see, the topic or the variety of topic somehow related to the senses or sensory details. And it is descriptive that you have to describe. You have to describe how you saw. You describe how you heard. You described how you smelt. So this is how vivid, pictorially and vividly you are describing your teacher. You are describing the historical place. You are describing the busy market. Mini example. I would like to quote few sentences for you people to understand this kind of essay. A mini example. A busy market, for example. A busy market presents a lively scene filled with noise, colors, and constant movement here and there, and reflects the pulse of everyday life, routine daily life, the pulse that you are. Your sentences are just like the pulse that you are. Your fingers are there right on the pulse of the people, the pulse of the life of the people going on at that particular point in time, and you are describing that. That is the descriptive essay. Number 3, very important type, expository essays. Expository essays, purpose, what is the purpose of expository essays? To explain or inform, no personal opinion based on, no, not at all. It's facts, it's calculated facts, it's logic, it's hard realities, factually, it's determined, scientifically proved. That's facts. That's why this kind of essay is expository essays. And very common examples of expository essays are, for example, the importance of education in the world, in the developing world, the importance of education and requirement of democracy. Now you see, now this is in fact the expository kind of essay. For example, the next topic, the expository essay, like you see, how pollution affects the environment. Then is the causes of unemployment, and then of course you see you go on writing expository essay. By your sentences you are in fact giving facts, logically appealing, convincing to the reader's mind. Examiner is impressed and is full of praise for you to award maximum marks. Many example of this kind of essay, expository essay, that how can you start, how you can give introduction, or the causes of the topic, that is the importance of education, and how many sentences are there, how to open your sentences, how to open your this essay, the first, how to start, how to introduce your topic. Education plays vital role in the development of individuals and societies by promoting knowledge, discipline, and moral values. By instilling character traits directly related to the human pure life, true life. It's a scintillating values are carefully embedded in the routine lives of the people, and the people they are revolving around, or they are promoting, they are somehow cultivating knowledge, discipline, and moral values to be promoted, because they are educated, because education is more important than anything else. The next topic, the next kind, and this next type of essay, the fourth type, that's very, very important, argumentative essays. Dear students, argumentative essays are very, very important. Imperativeness of this kind of essay, that is to present an argument for or against an issue. I mean, it's a debatable, it's a discussion. It may be against the topic, it may be for the topic, or may be debatable, that you go against or you go for the topic. Proposition is there. Topic is a proposition, a debatable. As you see, the creativity is involved. Arguments are involved. There are hard arguments. Argumentatively you go on writing structuring your sentences there. This type of essay, they are in the CSS exams. And any issue or any, you see, question, or maybe you see man is more important than the gun. Discuss with your arguments. Now you see, you have to talk about man is more important or the gun, man is more important or the machine, the JF-17 Thunder is more important, or the Indian aircraft or Pakistani aircraft. I don't name the manufacturer and don't name the aircraft, but I will definitely name Pakistan JF-17 Thunder, the cockpit of JF-17 Thunder, and then of course Rafale, cockpit of Rafale. Now, argumentatively, you have to have a debatable, but somehow with facts, with logic, you have to give arguments that the man is more important or the cockpit is more important. Had there been cockpit more important in the recent war between India and Pakistan, Rafale must have superseded the air superiority, and the machine might have defeated JF-17 Thunder. But it was not like that. In the cockpit of JF-17 Thunder, it was the man sitting in the cockpit of JF-17 Thunder who was brave enough. It was a woman. It was a man. So this is how, that is the brave man, the brave woman, machine of Rafale, or the scientific and the air superiority and the aeronautical engineering and the supermodel of Rafale was there. But it was the man who was a coward man, could not make use of that excellent machine of Rafale. But here, excellent machine plus the man, the Pakistani pilot, the woman, Pakistani pilot, the lady pilot, the male pilot, sitting in the cockpit of Shah. Man is more important than the machine. How argumentative essays, the purpose is to present an argument for or against an issue, includes opinion, reasoning, evidence. Example of topics like this: co-education should be encouraged, or social media does more harm than good. I have given you example. Man is more important than the machine. Democracy is the best form of government. And here I would like to share with all of you, dear candidates, remember these words. Mini example, introduction, how to take the start of such kind of essays, the argumentative essays, how to open your introduction. For example, co-education should be encouraged. This is the topic. And Islamic values are there. And co-education is there. The co-education has become a subject of debate. However, it promotes healthy competitive competition, competitive confidence, and competitive mutual respect among students of both the genders. So this is how that you can take the start and go on giving certain facts, logics, arguments to prove your point. Next, dear students, dear CSS students, it's very important for all of you to take a note of this kind of essay, because in CSS exams you are going to have important, really it's going to be very, very likely chance of this kind of essay you find there. Reflective or personal essays. This type of essay, this kind of essay, reflective. What is being reflected and what reflecting is going on? This reflective essays. What is the purpose of this kind of essay? Why do you write reflective essay? Why do you see and read there in the question paper? There are two topics are directly related to this kind of essay, reflective essays. Because the purpose of this kind of essay is to express personal thoughts, personal feelings, or your lessons learned, and the tonal rise and fall, or your own mind, genuine, original, your critical, analytical, and appreciative, your creativity, your genuine ideas, everything is there in it, and very thoughtfully and introspectively. Thoughtfully, introspectively. Thoughtfully, introspectively, you are behind your lines. That is why it is reflective and personal, both. That is the kind of essay you are writing, a CSS essay, a beautiful written expression. They are in the CSS examination of 2027. Tone is thoughtful and introspective. And how many topics, the example of topics, the headings, the topics, the framing or the wording of the topic, that you may decide that this is the reflective type of essay writer. For example, the value of time for a CSS candidate. Failure is the pillar of success. Prove it. Oh, you see? Or yet another topic, example, what patriotism means to me. What patriotism means to you. What patriotism means to any budding bureaucrat. Bureaucracy defines patriotism as a must quality. Discuss, explain, elucidate, dwell on, like this. How many examples I would like to give you? That is on this topic. If there is any reflective or personal essays, how can you take the start? For example, mini example. Time is the most precious gift of nature, yet it is often wasted without realizing its true worth. So this is how that is the kind of essay, the type of essay, reflective or personal, that how can you take the start. This is how. Once you write on all the kinds of essays, you will share it with me. Marking will be done by me. Awarding of marks will also be done by me. I'll be sharing it back to you, and then you will see and just evaluate where do you stand. And the best 10 essays there from the Colonel's Academy, Colonel's CSS Academy, best 10 essays that will be shared with you. And maybe, you see, weekly I'll be holding a virtual meeting with my students, showing them that these are one by one on a smart board. On a smart board, virtually I'll be talking about, and I'll be just giving some examples as well, that what you have written should have been written like this. What you have structured your sentence should have been written like this. Or the best structured sentences will be shown to other students, that so and so has written this an excellent essay, and others are to follow this pattern, follow this way, technique, and this is the written expression, more convincing, more attractive, more logical, more elucidating, more elaboratingly, it is more convincing. So I'll be sharing it with you people. Yet there is another type of essay, that is the discursive essays. Dear students, I don't mind. You may go and find out and dig out the types and kinds of essays there in the English grammar in so many books, but it is just only the kinds and types of essay I have shared with you. This is the most important, discursive essays. What is the purpose of? discursive essays, this type of essays. What is the purpose? To discuss both sides of an issue, balanced and logical approach. Balanced and logical approach. Example, the topics. Advantages and disadvantages. Advantages and disadvantages of the internet. For example, nuclear energy, blessings or curse, or online or virtual education versus classroom education. Now you have to balanced approach, logical balanced approach. You have to discuss, you have to give your point of view. With Colonel Tauseef, with CAB, would it be all right if you are virtually connected with me and attending my virtual classes, or you are physically with me and you are sitting in my academy's classroom in Model Town A? That is up to you, but you have to, elaborate, and you have to format, and the size and the format, how an essay should look like, because the kinds and types of essay I have already concluded. And now, standard format of an essay, very important, because we all know introduction, how to introduce the topic, give background, and education with a thesis statement, educate, or the end with the thesis statement, one short paragraph. And then is the main body of main paragraphs that you have to write. Each paragraph, one main idea in each paragraph. Use facts, examples, arguments, logical sequence, etc., etc. And then, of course, 2 to 4 paragraphs, depending on length that is required, that is given in the instruction of the CSS paper, that how many paragraphs will be fulfilling the required size of the diction, or the number of words that you have to write, maybe 3,000 words, 2,500 words. So whatever is the determined and fixed requirement given there in the instruction by the examiner, you have to fulfill that. Conclusion. How to conclude? It's very simple. You have to summarize. You have to very briefly talk about what has already been talked about in all the earlier there in all the paragraphs. You have to summarize main points, give final opinion or a message. No new ideas, one short paragraph just as a conclusion. Model essays. Model essays you must practice, as I have told you that I will be giving you list of topics, and then of course you will be sending it back to me and I'll check it up and then I'll share it with you. Title: The Importance of Education. Introduction: Education is the backbone of a progressive society. It's a topic, importance of education, how the introduction should be. Education is the backbone of a progressive society. It shapes human personality and enables individuals to distinguish between right and wrong. Body of main body, how the paragraph would look like. Education develops mental abilities and promote critical thinking. An educated person can contribute positively to national development. Moreover, education helps in reducing poverty and social evils by creating awareness and getting rid of illiteracy. Because of all the people, they are literate. They are no more ignorant. True that the ignorance of ignorance is the death of knowledge, but they, by virtue of getting equipped with education, they are no more illiterate or ignorant. They are now very much aware of almost everything. Now, all that you have discussed in the succeeding paras, dwell on, expand your ideas, give certain examples as well, so main body is also ready. And the conclusion, how the conclusion would be, in conclusions that education is essential for personal growth and national prosperity. No nation can progress without educating its citizens. Now you see, you have a very you have talked about almost everything. That is, it's really so heartening to to see the conclusions that you have drawn from all the written words that you have earlier wrote your paragraph as main body. Now, tips for good essay writing: stay on topic, use simple and correct English, avoid repetition, maintain paragraph unity, paraphrasing must be there, punctuation marks you must use, then parts of speech, direct and indirect narration, it should be wherever needed, must be made use of, then noun, pronoun, preposition, or maybe verbs, helping verbs, auxiliary verbs, prepositions, conjunctions, interjections, and then of course adverbs and adjectives. All parts of speech should be properly and correctly used and must be made use of, maximum use of parts of speech. Avoid repetition, maintain paragraph unity, use linking words, however, moreover, therefore, all such. This is in fact linking words, that is, you must use linking words, however, moreover, therefore, as the luck would have it, luckily, elaborately. So all those linking words, or maybe adverbially, adjectively, and then of course, you see, idiomatically or phraseologically, you must enrich your written expression. With this, I say thank you very much, with a little reminder, and the reminder to all of you is Colonel's CSS Academy, under the supervision, under the patronage of Lieutenant Colonel retired Tauseef Kamal. I always expect you to own me, and your ownership is in fact my ownership, and my ownership with you or of you is your ownership with me. So do share your comments, your likes, your hearts, everything should be shared with me, because it's your academy. Cabs is your academy. Colonel's Academy, Bahawalpur is your academy. I thank you. God bless you. God bless you. Take care.